Hello guys and welcome back. In the last video I forgot to root my last piece of curve, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go for just 2 points to root those guys, so we got this nice transition. But still I think it would be better if you pull some of those things back, but we can do that later on when we're sculpting the hair guides. So now we're done with this, we can go head this thing. Let me turn off the live and head it. Okay, and we can move on to the next piece. Okay, and so let's see. Let me unhide all these first, right? And then I can hide this guy. Okay, and then I guess we can do the ponytail on the back, I guess. So we can grab all these guys. Okay. Oh. These guys and hide them. Okay, all right. And because we have multiple layers, I guess it's easier to go from the inner layer. So we're gonna go from this guy first. Okay, with that selected, I'm gonna go for generate and then make pintable, right? And then pint effect tool, and I can start pinting hair strands. Okay, and because they're all from that root, so it's easier to just draw from the root in this case. Yeah, and when you're done with all those, you just grab all these guys, and then you can go for convert, right, to get curves, and then we can get the curves smoothed out. Hit G button again to smooth them even better, right? And then we can just delete that, and we have the first set of curves, and we want to route that, of course, to the geometry. So I'm gonna go grab that and that, and we can route it with 2, and then we can go grab all these guys and we can go to the component mode, and the component mode will be CB points, and we can grab some of the points and just adjust them to to get a better flow, and then we can even do another rebuild. Oh, you know what? That's 100. You can also rebuild with this. It is gonna rebuild the curves. Oh, you know what? That part has some bug. All right, let's just do it with here curves and then rebuild. I'm gonna go for 10 spans. Oh, and it has to be 3 cubic in this case. And I'm gonna delete all these. I think the rebuild forget to delete the original ones, so that's why I deleted the old ones. All right, there are some intersections, but we're gonna create two set of hair descriptions. So this is gonna be something completely separate from this, so we don't have to worry about them being intersecting each other. Okay, otherwise we have to somehow tie that up and go here. It's just I think it's harder to manage that way, so we can just fake it this way. All right, so I have one layer, and then it's just a matter of doing the rest. So I need to know which one it is which. Will be a little bit more difficult, but yeah, I can grab that and had that. Yeah, that's the last one. So we're gonna go make pintable, right, and then pint, which is here. You can also want it to have some variations on the flow, but also not doing too much of a variation either. Luckily we have the smooth command that can just quickly even out the changes. Okay, so we have all these guys. One more time, grab all these and convert, right, and then we don't need that anymore. And for the new ones, we're gonna go for a curve and smooth. Okay, and then we need to route that to the body, so we do root. Okay, and then we can go for component mode. Yeah, I think we need to go for just a CV curve. That's better. Yeah, that's good enough for now. Okay, we can also go for a curve and rebuild. I'm gonna put it in here also. And then delete the old one. I think there's a setting inside that you can do that, but you know. Yeah, all I'm trying to do here is just to rebuild the curve to have an evener distribution with 10 points. Okay. Alright, keep on going. And let's see who else. So these guys, I can hide them again. I can hide that. Yeah, that's the last one. So again, generate, make paintable. I'm gonna put it in there too. Make paintable and then paint, right? I wanted to reach to that very end, so I'm gonna draw one there. All right. So grab all these, convert. Okay. And now we don't need this anymore. You can see how we can build this really like a cluster, like a volume of curves, right? That's why I have multiple pieces inside. Otherwise, how do you do the internal part? It's just hard to do. And they don't even have to be perfect, because you're not seeing them on the exterior. They just have to be in there so that the volume, the whole thing is blocked. Okay. All right. So I guess I don't necessarily have to rebuild it. I think it's looking fine anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that on build. I think it's gonna work anyways. So I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, looking pretty cool. One last layer. Yeah, it's last layer. This layer is somewhere I need to be more careful, right? We can make it paintable and we can start painting. Oh, sorry. Make it, yeah, make paintable and then we use the poly paint. And this time I really want to be careful about the design I'm having from my original. So this is another one here. Someone here. The bigger chunk here, and that's when you can see it's hard to just draw out, right? So I'm gonna leave that for like something later, and this part should be able to be smoothed out. But yeah, I have another one here and one more here maybe, and this one. I guess that's how that one looks like. So you can see when you're sculpting, you don't have to be detailed, but you want it to be also, you know, clear on the direction of those clumping, if that makes sense, right? So we have all those guys here now, and then I'm gonna convert pen effect to my curves. Okay, and then. Yeah, I still need to have more, so I'm gonna make it live. But this time I'm gonna go for create and then EP curve to compensate the part that I cannot really draw with pen effect that easy. So, yeah, and it's also simpler or easier if I can isolate that. And also the curves I drew out, because I kind of need to know where I have already. Done, right? Cool. So I'm gonna go EP curve too. Right, so there are some of the things that I think it's easier to do with an EP curve in this case. Oh, I guess you're not seeing it. Okay, well, I guess the easiest way is you have that. All those things selected, right? And you hold it. So have that. Shift and drag over to reverse your selection, I guess. But not including that. Or I just need to hide all these guys, basically, so I can easily do this part. So that's the new one I created. Make it live and let's just keep on going, right? So one more AP curve. This one can go a little bit more further here. But you can see now this one is not as long, right? So I think I can recreate this one. You want to avoid two lines that's kind of like very different on lengths. That way, if you do it that way, then the Xgen Hair will just get confused on like how long is that should be, or it's gonna interpolating in a really ugly way. All right. I think I need a few more. Going through the valleys of these guys, I think. Right, I need one goes down, goes here. That's when you can see it'll be easier if there's some internal geometries. But I want to have a one that's embedded in this one that's inside. So I'm gonna turn off that, and I have this. Let's go in a little bit. Yeah, that's this curve. Okay, it should be going inside in this case, and have a bigger arc in here, I think. Right. Okay. So that's the new curves, and just to keep them all consistent, I'm gonna grab them all, and then I'm gonna go for a surface curves and then rebuild. Right, with that 10. Okay. And then I can delete the old ones. All right, and for these guys, I'm gonna root them, right? So yeah, and I don't need that anymore. Let me hide it this time. And grab all these guys, and that we can do root on curve to root them. Okay, and then we can go to the component mode. We can start editing it. I think I just need to write some of the things on top. All right. And then we can have everything showed up again. These guys, right? All the guidelines down there. Yeah, those are hair geometries. And I think I can hide this one for now and hide this one. And the body. And the eyeballs. Alright, so yeah, the ponytail is done, and we can just move on to the next video where we can start doing the rest of the hair guides, right? It takes some time to do the guides, but it's gonna pay off if you do them in a really clean and organized way and have all the root down there, and it's gonna save you just a whole lot of time just trying to tweak those guides if you have some good shape already. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the next video and try to do more of those hair guides.